It's kind of weird, really, because you're doing two totally different things, but they're very similar at the same time, too. Like growing, for instance. If I send you a picture of my plant and I'm like, how do I fix this? Well, you're going to need a full breakdown of kind of how that plant's grown throughout its life.
Exactly.
And the same thing's going to come into mind with me, right? Do you have any health issues? What are you currently doing now? Where do you feel your pain? Let's run you through some exercise to see your mobility and where we can push it. Did you realize that those things went together so well, or?
That's no, that's a beautiful way of putting it, man. Like, because that's the same thing. That's how I address like when people come into my DMs and they're like, "Hey, man," they send me like 12 pictures of their plant. They're like, "Yo, look at this leaf," and they're, what's wrong with it? Can you diagnose this for me? It's like, well, like we need to go back. I need to I need to have been there, and you need to have documented pretty well every day. Like, there's some things you're gonna look at it and be like, yeah, that's thrips, or like, whatever. Like, there's a few things, sure, they're gonna be absolutes, but for the most part, like, I need to know so many different layers of like how you're feeding, when you're feeding, what's your airflow, what are you in soil, are you in cocoa, when was the last time you did this? Like,
Yeah,
there's too many layers to it, and it's the same thing with like working out, and that's actually like one of the reasons that I went and got the certification that I got in personal training, is because there was a lot of people who, it was like your gym bro buddy or your gym enthusiast, and people kind of go around and call themselves trainer, but like their knowledge is like, you just got like a little bit of knowledge, and it's like it's an inch deep and a mile wide. They like skim the surface. So
we all
like,
know those guys too. They got real big traps only. Just their traps
like
are
certain
jacked.
parts of them are, like you could tell it's like, all right, like
they look like a fucking low stress training plant, man. Like they're just little fucking short, stocky guys, right?
yeah, they've been mainlined.
They've been mainlined out, man. Yeah, and only topped once.
But that's the thing is like, there's so much to it. Like I'm maybe as a trainer, I'm only going to see you for like an hour that day. That hour has to translate over into the other 23 hours of your life. You have to have some knowledge and some strength and some endurance and some flexibility and stability and all these things that come with it. Because like, so this is like, and anyway, so that's why I picked that certification, because you see these people who are sure that works for you, and you're a big dude in the gym, or some missus who's done like one show and she had a great coach. Now everybody comes to her for advice, but like if you're not a trainer and you don't really know the depth and the magnitude of these like movements and these positions that we're going to put people through, there's a really good chance that you're going to line somebody up for injury. And it's not one of these things where like you're just going to go to the gym and get injured. It's you're going to repeat this pattern, and we're going to repeat the pattern that's improper. And every time we do this, we're putting the shoulder in the wrong position. We're putting the elbow in the wrong position, the back, the hips, the knees, whatever it is. And eventually those things are going to wear out, or we're going to have problems that now is going to take someone like myself a lot longer to correct and put them back where they belong. And things don't just like perfectly line up. There's like, like this mechanical kind of stability in you, just your natural form. So we just need to make you like strong and resilient. But there's fucking levels to this game, right? So
it all comes back to this inner. It's always this inner character, though, right? I find like these personal trainers, well, at least a majority of them that I know, they got this like kind-hearted feature to them, man, where like they'll spend as much time as possible to help somebody out, right? Like there's people in the chat right now saying you help them out with some stretches, you help them out with some exercises, and also like helping them out in the garden. And I know myself, man, like in the DM sometimes, we're going back and forth, like send me videos, send me pictures, send me voice messages of like what's going on with these people's plants so we can figure it out. And you guys are 100% right in the chat, guys. This is the community for that. We're all helping out each other, and we're all giving back, man. And Fastball Genetics is giving back. See that segue there?
50
We're giving
beans.
away 50 beans.
50.
50 beans. All you got to do, guys, is put in hashtag FastBuds giveaway. Is this being hashtag?